Like we're in visors, huh?
We're on to Cincinnati.
We are on to Cincinnati. We're on our visors, and we are more than happy to be here with you tonight, live at beautiful Metrics and Mayhem Studios in beautiful West Deptford, New Jersey. My name is Earl Phillips III, the Metrics of the Equation, and over here to your right, my left, ladies and gentlemen, the Mayhem in this team, Dominic Melchior III. Dom, how are you, my man?
Dom Melchior III is in the house.
Yes, he is, and we're happy to have him here. What's going on, man? What do we got?
We got a lot. Week 1 was fantastic.
Week 1 was a great week. Now, it was terrific.
Hey, football's back, dude.
It is back.
It's so good.
Now,
this is my favorite time of the year because football is back. Everything is new. The Eagles are great.
The Eagles are very good.
No, the Eagles are great.
We'll get into that.
Tell you why. If you tune into Metrics and Mayhem, I will tell you why. Eagles are great. Major League Baseball playoffs are going. The Ryder Cup is coming up.
Yes.
So much good stuff for men.
Well, there is, there's so much to get to.
Yep.
We've got a great baseball debate going with you and one of our great listeners over here, Jeff Liano, about these Philadelphia Phillies.
It's starting to turn.
It is definitely becoming much more of a contest than we have definitely imagined. We've got that. Like you said, we've got football back. Now, you're not a college football fan, right?
It's not that I'm a college football fan. I can't. There's so much turnover. I never know who, the quarterback is. I can't fall in love with any team because I can love Alabama because I like Jalen Hurts, but now he's not the quarterback anymore.
Two is the quarterback.
Turnover. The turnover is way. I mean, I know the average length of a NFL career is 2.5 years, 3 years. So you would think that has more turnover than college, but it just seems different.
Fair enough. You're probably also playing golf on Saturday afternoons, right?
Yeah,
so that takes precedence.
Next Saturday's great again.
Very much so. So Dom comes over to the house today before we're doing this podcast, and of course, as you can see, he has his visor on, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, hey, you got a visor on. I have an Eagles visor too. Let me go wear it.
Very specific reason why I have this visor.
Very much so. I wasn't aware of it at first, and I'm going to ask you to show this to our listeners. I had nice straight ahead visor. But mine doesn't have what Dom has underneath. Dom, if you want to explain that to the people, what do we have here?
So this right here is a play. This right here would be Nick Foles. This here is Corey Clement. This here is Trey Burton. Comes around.
Look at that.
I can't do it backwards. Tosses it here to Foles.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Philly special, baby.
The Philly special, indeed. On the back of the visor. Very creative call there.
Will they Philly?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
why not? Yeah, sure.
What do you think of the statue?
Oh, I think it's a little premature.
Yeah?
I think that statue would be perfect, a couple years after Doug Peterson's no longer the coach.
Yeah, right. Little too soon.
A little too premature.
The Eagle fans are a little bit overzealous about this win,
get
right?
it, though.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I understand.
it?
It was a big thing. Bud Light was involved. Bud Light stepped up.
Bud Light has been all over the NFL, without a doubt. Cleveland Browns thing, right? We still have the beer cans locked up. The bottles locked up.
Yeah, they're gonna throw all those bottles onto the field. The week after.
Oh gosh, yeah.
The week after they win their first game.
Wow, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Again, like we said, though, a lot to get to. We've got our 3 pools going on, 2 of which Dom and I actually still care about. There's another one going on that doesn't mean as much, but we'll get to that later.
I want to start a second pool.
Okay.
For everybody who bet the Saints last week.
Just the Saints people? How about
just us?
How about the Steeler picks? Going out on a tie. That's pretty ugly, man.
Well,
for sure.
I mean, with all the turmoil going on with the Steelers and, the Browns looking like they can win the Super Bowl after watching Hard Knocks. You didn't,
are you a Hard Knocks guy?
I'm a big Hard Knocks
Never
guy.
seen Hard. That's HBO, right?
Watching Hard Knocks made me think the Cleveland Browns were going to make the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They make you fall in love with guys who get cut. They really do.
We got to get him on the show.
Devin Kajus.
No.
Love him.
We got to get him on the show because he's got stories. He's got something to say. Devin, if you're listening,
yes,
we're your guys.
Yeah.
Tell us your story.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Brogan Roback?
No.
Yeah, Brogan Roback got cut. Still loved him.
Why? What was it about?
They just make it to where he just throws his perfect spiral. There's only one pass that scored a touchdown in a
Like
preseason
Little
game.
Giants where the ball turns into the
and,
toilet
and
paper?
it makes it so dramatic. Liev Schreiber, it makes you fall in love with the guys.
Okay. Very interesting.
I almost cried when Kajus got cut.
A little bit?
A little bit.
All right. How long does Hard Knocks run?
5 weeks.
Oh, okay. That's
From the
it.
beginning to the end of training camp until final cuts.
Now, again, I'm not a Hard Knocks guy. Do they rotate teams every year, or
It's usually like if you finish in the bottom like 10, you're out of that pool. Those are the pools that are eligible to be on Hard Knocks.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a lot of Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, a lot of Brownies.
A couple Rams teams.
Okay.
Texans have been there.
Texans would be a good follow.
Arizona.
I feel like.
Well, J.J. Watt was. He was a good follow.
Cardinals with Arians had to be great.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude.
Jets,
okay.
So never the Patriots.
No, okay.
So, but yeah, I'm a big Hard Knocks guy.
Very interesting, man. I wonder if some of
probably
the guys
probably the best season to date this season.
This one was the best one to date. Okay. Very interesting. I wonder if Jeff and John, if you guys are Hard Knocks boys or not. Let us know about that.
Are you hard boys?
Hey now.
Hey.
A couple of the things we're going to get to before, because we know football obviously drives the bus on this podcast, like you said.
We're a football gambling podcast through and through. We always will be.
Yes, that through. But we're also going to keep we're not going to keep our heads in the sand with just that. We're going to stay abreast of all the things going on in the world of
We
sports.
also are an Equal Opportunity Title IX podcast.
Yes, we have that too.
Hashtag me too.
And speaking of which, why don't we get into the first point that I wanted to bring up? I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, Jeff or John, or any of our listeners out there.
Probably not. They're sexist.
It might be.
And a little bit racist.
But Serena Williams loses the U.S. Open on what could best be deemed a questionable amount of refereeing, losing a game, which then in turn ended up costing her the match. Because she said that the referee stole a point from her.
Okay, so that is a wild rule.
Okay.
That the chair umpire can just give the other person a game.
Yes.
That is insane.
But a rule.
That's like saying an umpire can give another team a run.
It's exactly what that's saying, but it is a rule.
It's banana land.
Isn't that crazy?
That's banana land. I never knew that rule existed.
Crazy.
Maybe because I never knew that rule existed because John McEnroe never got that rule enforced on him.
No, John McEnroe never did. And I think if we're talking about, I don't even use the term crybabies in sports. I feel like LeBron has been deemed a crybaby. Serena has been deemed a crybaby. Tom Brady has been deemed a crybaby, right?
Yeah.
They never get into this. So
all great champions.
All great champions, without a doubt. And, I mean, even for that point, two males, both black and white. So, I mean, whatever the case is, I feel like they are considered crybabies. Is the fact that Serena, who, in my opinion, would be a crybaby, greatest women tennis player of all, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, gender, even remove
probably
that.
The greatest tennis
Probably
player.
what she's done in a span where she was
I
also
would say
out
she's probably the greatest athlete of all time.
She would be on the list.
She's in the discussion.
Most dominant by far in her field. I like that. But is the fact that her behavior and her reputation of being said crybaby, does that come into play at all here? Is it the AI rule where referees didn't like AI, so maybe he doesn't get the foul call when he drives the lane?
I would imagine that, but I mean, it's insanity to me that in the U.S. Open finals, whether that be a rule or not, you don't enforce that rule.
Not in a final.
Not in a final.
Not one bit.
Quarterfinal match, semifinal match, maybe.
Now,
in a final, no.
Now, when she was talking...
That's like the Hail Mary. There's always a pass interference call. At the end of the game, the Hail Mary, you don't call it.
You can't call Hail Mary.
You can't call
right,
it.
because then the ball's on the one game's over. Yep.
You can't call a pass interference call on a Hail Mary at the end.
100% agree. Totally agree with you.
But she's a little bit of a whiner.
Did you hear some of the bickering back and forth?
Yeah, I did.
You stole a point from me. I want you to apologize, right?
That's the mom in her.
Mom, totally agree. I'm with you. Was she pushing it a little bit? Yeah, she was pushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't dig? She didn't have to say, because I'm a woman, you're doing this to me because I'm a woman. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't get... I don't think she needed to say that because she had already won. She was totally right. She didn't need it. It came over the top. That's the only part of it I didn't feel like she needed.
Yeah, she wanted to hurt that guy.
Yeah, oh yeah, she was totally going after him.
She wanted to hurt that guy.
And that guy, whether it's right or wrong, he is playing by... Those are the rules. He did not do anything wrong. He's obviously getting blasted out in the world, if you see what... And he's the referee of the U.S.-Croatia match coming up next week.
No.
He's up
They
there.
won't see him no more.
No, that's what you would think. But
Yeah.
the association has put this guy back up on the pedestal again. They are nothing but support for this guy.
Wow.
So, really interesting. You would think they'd pull him from a position like that, right?
I would think so.
You would think so, but
Especially,
not the case.
I would pull and be like, listen, I get that it's a rule. Don't you dare call that in the U.S. Open.
Without
Finals.
a doubt. Yep.
What kind of judgment are you using?
Not in the finals.
No.
Not in the finals. So Serena does not win the U.S. Open.
Sorry, Serena.
Which she was.
You still get it though, girl.
If I make it right, I think she was a 350 favorite, 375.
That's a lot of cheddar
somewhere around
cheese.
there. Yeah, I mean,
Shout out to the girl who won though.
Yeah,
first Japanese player ever to win the
yes,
U.S. Open.
And shout out to Serena too, right? Because she totally stood by. Hey, listen, this is her moment. Don't make this about me. Serena, nothing but class, man. She did it all the right way, at the right time. The crowd obviously booing like crazy. I think maybe a couple people had some shekels on the minus 350.
Probably.
But no, Serena, nothing but class. She did it all the right way. Maybe I thought the woman comment was a little bit too much. I don't think she needed that.
No, I don't think she needed that.
She needed it. But again, most dominant tennis player in her. Yeah. She hits the ball though, man. Her return game's a little weak.
Yeah.
In my opinion, her return game's a little weak. But aside from that, greatest ever. Who was your favorite tennis grown?
Steffi Graf.
Remember Monica Seles?
Oh yeah, her. Monica Seles. Yeah, that's who I was thinking about.
Poor girl.
Although Sharapova's is good too. It's long.
Oh, okay.
She goes
with the fade, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's long.
Monica Seles.
Yeah. So yeah.
Two monkeys giving birth, man. It's terrible. All right, that's Serena Williams.
Let's get back to football.
Let's go back to football.
Yeah, but we are a Me Too podcast, so
without a doubt. Let's talk Eagles. We're going to jump around a little bit here, and the question that I'm asking right now is: are the Eagles the best team in the NFL? I put my power rankings out on the Facebook page. We got some feedback, sent it to a couple of buddies, and I have the Eagles as the number 2 power-rated team in the NFL. And Dom, I'm going to put the question to you: are they the best team in the NFL?
Yep.
And why do you think that?
Because they are.
There you have it, everybody.
Eye test.
What is it about?
They are the deepest team in the NFL.
Cannot argue that.
By far. They the next man up is just as good as the man that's playing.
Incoming.
Okay.
Call.
Which is crazy. Whoa, who's calling now?
That would be my lovely wife.
Oh, my lovely wife.
Sure.
Yeah, so I mean, you lose. Now the Atlanta Falcons are going to be considered a Super Bowl contending team, correct?
Yes.
We beat them without our starting quarterback and our best wide receiver.
Correct.
And we beat them.
Not much of an impressive offensive showing. Your defense played absolutely
But that's
lights out.
the reason why they're the best team in the league. Because when you need your defense to help and win, they'll help and win. When you need your offense to win, when Carson Wentz comes back, that offense will get you a win. Every aspect of the Eagles can help get you a win. It's not one or the other, where a lot of teams are one or the other. You can't... When the Patriots are going to play in the Super Bowl, you ask Tom Brady to win you that game. Right?
Yes.
You ask Aaron Rodgers to win you that game.
Yep.
If you ask Carson Wentz to win you that game, and he can't, the defense can.
The defense can. I'm with you on that.
Yep.
Eagles open up as a 3-point favorite over the Atlanta Falcons. It got all the way down to even. There were a couple of spots, and Jeff also brings up a good point without Jordan Hicks as well.
Without Jordan Hicks.
Nigel Bradham also a game suspension as well.
Yep.
The Eagles open up as a 3-point favorite, which, again, just for round numbers, for home field advantage, usually a 3-point swing for home field advantage. So really what that is telling me is that the Eagles against the Falcons, on a neutral field, are evenly matched. A 3-point home field advantage, they're evenly matched against the Falcons.
They're evenly matched against the Falcons without their starting quarterback, without their starting wide receiver. And that's it. That's, to me, and they still won the game.
They did.
Which tells me they are the most complete team in the NFL.
But if the New England Patriots played, I get it, with their starting quarterback and the Eagles don't have theirs,
yep.
Do you think that the Patriots are more heavily favored than the Eagles were in this game?
Not now.
You don't think so?
No.
So if the Falcons go to New England, New England would be a 3-point favorite?
Is Tom Brady out?
No, Tom Brady's playing.
Well, if Carson Wentz was here, that line would have been different.
I agree. But
100%.
at at this point in
Well,
time right now.
now we're comparing apples and oranges
Oh, I don't think so at all.
because we're comparing your starting quarterback with the Patriots.
The guy, okay, good.
And the backup quarterback for the Eagles.
The backup quarterback who just won the Super Bowl.
He's still backup.
But he just won he was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that tells me that Carson Wentz could easily have done it.
Really?
Easily.
Nicky Franchise, the miracle worker?
Well, what has Carson Wentz shown that he can't win a game?
He has not shown that, but he hasn't won the big game yet.
Oh, not yet. He will.
Not
This year.
yet. Maybe he. Oh, are we going on record with that?
On
one?
record.
On record with that, and you got him 16-0 as well, right?
And they're going to win this year, and I tell you, it's going to be because that defense is ferocious.
Defense is wonderful. I cannot argue
Yeah.
that, and I know I bust your stones about all the time. That D line can just get to anybody.
And they don't get tired.
No, they don't. You're right.
That
Because they can rotate.
They rotate, and in the fourth quarter,
How about Haloti Nada? What a signing that was, man. Fletcher Cox already great. Brandon Graham already great, but my God.
you get a fresh Haloti Nada in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that quarterback does not have time to throw.
No, completely agree with that. If the Eagles play the Patriots right now, where do you set the line? With the teams the way they are.
Even.
You say even, so New England is a 3-point favorite at home over the Eagles.
Yeah, I'd say the Eagles are a 3-point favorite.
If New England comes to Philly, the Eagles are a 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we have different perspectives
I
on
do.
that one.
I do.
I take Tom
Because I think the Patriots have such a soft defense. Falcons have a pretty good defense,
Yeah, they do.
and they don't match up well with the Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons are just one play caller away from being a great team.
Yeah.
Steve Sarkisian, how can you be in the red zone? And again, I teach music for a living, right? So I get that.
No, it's okay. You're allowed.
But if I am...
You watch football, so you're next.
I watch football. If I'm Steve Sarkisian, if I'm the offensive coordinator for Atlanta, and I'm in the red zone against the Philadelphia Eagles, how is Julio Jones not on the field? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. You're taking your best asset and putting him on the sidelines on second and third down.
It's like taking Gronk out of the game.
It makes no sense whatsoever. How do you not just run an isolation on Julio Jones, throw it up? What's Jalen Mills going to stop Julio Jones? Are you shitting me?
That Eagles game was the mirror carbon copy of the NFC Championship
No
game,
doubt.
or division game.
Yep, no doubt. It
was a carbon copy.
Yep.
Which tells me the Eagles are just a bad matchup for the Falcons and vice versa. Sometimes it is about matchups.
It is about. I agree with that.
So.
But with adequate coaching, the Eagles don't win the NFC Championship game. With adequate coaching, the Eagles don't win that game on Thursday night. Atlanta blew those games. I'm not saying the Eagles didn't play great defensively, but the Atlanta Falcons let so much slip by. And that's what great teams do. Great teams step up to it, and the Eagles did that by all stretches. But my God, how could Atlanta's play calling be that dismal? Unbelievable, in my opinion. And inexcusable. And that
Fire Sarkisian.
Fire Sarkisian.
I never talk about another man's paycheck. Sorry, that's bad. That's bad form.
Well,
fire him.
Yeah, definitely.
He stinks. Actually, no.
Well, Nick Saban fired him. He was the offensive coordinator for one game. Got rid of him. He's out of town. And I did send out my, like I said, the NFL power rankings
what were your
are up
power
on there.
rankings?
They're up on the Facebook page right now.
Well, I go over mine because we didn't go. You put yours up. I didn't put mine up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it.
So my power rankings coming in at 10 will be Atlanta. They're still a great team.
Okay.
Like you said, they figure it out. They'll be a Super Bowl contender team. Number 9, kind of a shock. Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
I'm high on the Ravens right now.
What do you like about the Ravens right now?
They have a ball hawking defense.
Okay.
I think that with Lamar Jackson there, you have a motivated Joe Flacco.
Lamar Jackson had a great preseason, man.
You have a motivated Joe Flacco who kind of wants to keep his job.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to win that division.
Oh, don't say that.
I think the Ravens are going to win that division.
I have a lot of money on Pittsburgh's win total over.
Oh, boy.
I know. I did it before the Bell thing.
Denver is
Okay.
coming in at number 8. I think Case Keenum is going to level.
You have
that team.
Denver at number 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get Denver at number 8. Green Bay at 7, but that may drop depending on.
I'm higher on Green Bay.
Depending, well, Aaron Rodgers is hurt now. We don't know how hurt.
Right. But when he's in the game.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers all looped up
My
on
God.
whatever painkillers he was on.
Unbelievable.
That was fantastic TV.
What a great comeback. Just a great game to watch. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers came back in that game and he was high. There was no doubt in my mind that he was in a spaceship going into, outer space.
out in Cheesehead Land.
He was out of his mind.
Yes, he was.
He didn't know where he was.
He was like Ray Lewis in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's like, what happened? What'd you go in the back for? Monday! It was Monday! No shit! But yeah, I got the Saints at 6.
Oh my God, the Saints at 6. Wow,
the
that's
Saints
big.
at 6. I mean,
I'm curious to see who you've left out.
it's Drew Brees.
Okay.
It's Drew Brees. Saints at 6.
Very interesting.
Jacksonville at 5.
With that, so they lose to Tampa Bay. They knock us out,
Hey,
and they're
listen,
still up there.
listen, that offense is just a juggernaut.
Wow.
That offense is a juggernaut.
Very
I don't think we match up well with the Saints at all.
Okay.
I think that game in New Orleans, which I'll be going to,
No, that's right. Yeah.
is going to be a problem.
Okay. Well, you also called a problem with the Seattle game as well last year.
I did.
Okay.
And I was right. And I was there too. So I think
were
anytime
there.
I go to an away game, we're
You
losing.
have to maybe take the chalk on that one.
Jacksonville 5.
Jacksonville 5. Okay.
The Rams at 4.
Yep.
Vikings at 3. Vikings look good.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Mhm.
Patriots at 2. Eagles 1.
Yeah, so I feel like the top 4 are really interchangeable. New England, Philadelphia, Rams, Minnesota for me in that order. And any set of power rankings I've seen have kind of had most of them have had, like you, the Eagles at 1, New England at 2. Rams, Minnesota, interchange 3 or 4. I go down 5 to 10. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, who I still have
I left
up high.
Pittsburgh off my top 10.
Yeah, I think that's a very bad road team, and I could see them dropping a little bit further. I do like Pittsburgh this week to bounce back at home.
They tied the Browns. That's all you need to know about Pittsburgh.
They did. But you know what, Dom? With that, they turned the ball over 6 times in a game and did not lose.
The Browns stink.
Maybe that's the case, but still, to turn the ball over 6 times. You had a great stat about the Browns with the turnover battles. I don't know if you remember that. Was it like 132?
132, 4-1. If any team that had the ball given to them with 6 turnovers is 132, 4-1. The Browns have 2 of those losses and the tie.
That's unbelievable
insane.
stuff. Hugh Jackson now 1 and what 31.
131 and 1.
My gosh, unbelievable. So that was Pittsburgh, Jacksonville 7, Houston I have up still in the top 10 at 8.
I'm a little down on Houston this year.
Kansas City after Brett Favre Jr.'s.
I can't trust Mahomes yet, even though he's showing signs.
Fair enough. I don't like the defense in Kansas City, but my God, Dom, and I know he's on your squad in Dope Pie, and we'll talk about it, but that Tyreek Hill is just fast, man.
Fast.
You can't coach
He's
speed, brother.
fastest man alive.
And then the Baltimore Ravens round out my top 10. So some similarities, some differences, but that's what the podcast is all about, man. Some similarities and differences. Who would you say is the biggest riser this week, NFL-wise, and who's the biggest faller? Who is the gambling public like us? Who are we going to overreact to positively? Who are we going to overreact to negatively?
Denver.
As a positive?
Yeah.
Okay, beating Seattle at home?
Beating Seattle. First-year quarterback. That team looks pretty good.
Okay. And a great defense, too.
Great defense.
Love the Denver defense.
The overreaction, the Saints.
The Saints, okay, fair enough. I think the Steelers will be an overreaction for the general public because, like you said, well, they tied the Browns. They must suck. Pittsburgh has been a brutal road team since Tomlin's been a head coach in Pittsburgh. So, again, I look for them to bounce back at home. And as far as a good team, well, I got to tell you, man, I was very, very impressed with those Kansas City Chiefs. They played a great game, and we still have to wait and see, like you said, if they're for real or not. But, man, Mahomes really looked great. He really did.
He looked pretty good.
Give him one game for a rookie quarterback.
Just keep bombing it, Mahomes. Take Tyreek Hill.
How about
Just give it to Hill.
for
the rest of the year?
Monday night, Dom? Your Detroit Lions at home open up as a 7-point favorite, and Sammy Darnold, after throwing the pick 6, just puts it on him, man.
Kid's got some stones.
Are the Jets for real or what?
Kid's got some stones. I'll tell you that much.
Did you see the interview with Laura Rutledge at the end of the game? It was pretty. She's like, she asked him, were you nervous? He's like, I was really nervous, blah, 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 whatever it was. And then she says, so I meant to ask you about that first play, the pick 6. He's like, oh, thanks for bringing that up.
I think Sam Darnold, and I think it's probably the best. Who's the coach for the Jets?
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles will be like, you know what? It doesn't matter, Sam. Just let it rip.
Just let it rip.
He's going to go 25 touchdowns, 25 interceptions this year.
Yeah. And he should.
And go ahead.
And
knock yourself out. Feel it out.
And it worked for Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Not that I'm saying Sam Darnold is Peyton Manning, but you throw him out there, get all the kinks out, and let it go. Not a bad group of receivers. Robbie Anderson, Dom. Another one on Big Balls Doug.
Without
a doubt, Robbie Anderson.
Big Robbie. He's fast, too. He's super
How
fast.
about Quincy? Quincy Enunwa?
He was on my draft
I
kicks.
know. It's very, very good. I think those are going to be our overreactors for sure. And I think that looks good, man. We have one more topic that we're going to get to. We'll go to baseball real quick. let it know that baseball is still in play right now. And our Phillies are still playing. And we have a little wager going on here between the Mayhem and our good buddy Jeff Liano.
We do.
And right now the Phillies have to get to 82 wins, right? 80 or
It's not
81.
just Jeff.
Oh, Mike the Mouth is on
Mike
this as
the
well.
Mouth is on this as well.
Mike the Mouth.
Same bet.
Mm-hmm. So it's 81, right?
82 wins. They got to get to 82
They got to get to 82 wins. And right now 74.
They are 74 and 70, and they are losing currently to the Washington Nationals 5-1.
74 and what?
70. So they'll be 74 and 71 if they lose today.
Okay, so that's 145. We got 17 games left.
We have 17 games left.
So they need to go.
And they have 6 against the Braves.
8 and 8, or no, 17 games left, right?
Yeah.
So 8 and 9. They got to play 500 ball, a little bit under 500 ball.
Well, to get there,
that would put them. 8 wins puts them at 82,
82.
right? So they got to win 7 games.
7 and 10.
7 and 10.
7 and 10 gets me the win.
And what's the remaining schedule? We got the Braves, you said?
They got the Braves 6 times.
Okay.
They got the Rockies, who are going for a playoff spot, 4 times.
Okay.
So 10 out of the remaining 17
games.
games.
Oh, my God. I can't believe this is even close with the way the Phillies started out this year. I mean, it should be.
They got 3 against the Mets and 3 against the Marlins.
It should be this close because the team does not hit.
No, they don't.
Hit by any
They're
stretch.
the worst hitting team in the league
defying
who was
odds.
close enough to a playoff spot.
Yep.
Didn't make sense. Didn't make sense at the beginning of the year how they were winning.
So, do the Phillies? The Phillies are officially not going to make the playoffs.
They're not going
right?
to make the playoffs. They're done.
Yeah, done to make the playoffs.
I'm hoping that they're not even going to be a 500 team.
That said, though, Dom, take us into the playoffs. Not that we're looking to move past this wager right now, but let's get to playoff baseball right
Let's
now.
get them.
What do we like, Dom? What do we like for a World? Do we have any World Series plays that we're going to make? Are you going to get on baseball at all?
See, I love my Red Sox, not because they're going to be like a 100-win team tonight, which is insane. They're just they have
They're
the
at
pitching.
99 right
They're
now.
at 90. They're 99 and 46.
That's
99 and 46. They just have the best team in baseball.
Going off.
They do.
They're going to have, obviously Houston's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees are tough, but the Yankees are banged up. I don't think the Yankees have the arms to keep up. But
Okay.
if the Yankees and the Red Sox play in the divisional series, which I think that's going to happen, I think if it starts today, the Yankees would play the A's in that wild card playing game, and then they'd play the divisional series.
A's are a sneaky team, man.
They are a sneaky team.
Very sneaky team. They
And
take
the
on a lot of money.
And the divisional playoff is 5 games.
Yep.
So that's the key.
But if you got a one-game play-in, do we see that sneaking in at all? Do we see any one-game play-ins?
I think not.
Okay.
I think not.
Very interesting.
Um,
So Yankees, A's.
yeah, I
You
think
could-
the Yankees take
Yankees
that.
play the A's. Okay.
The Red Sox beat the Yankees. I think it's going to be Red Sox, Houston, and whoever wins out of that, Red Sox and Houston, is going to win the World Series.
You don't like a National League team?
I
in
do
it?
not.
No.
Nope.
If you have confidence in one National League team, the Chubb,
Probably the Cubs, yeah.
probably the Cubby.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's all because they probably got the best hitters.
Yeah, strong
You
lineup.
can't trust the Dodgers. Dodgers may make the playoffs.
With the Cubs too, it's bullpen.
Yeah.
It comes down to bullpen, at least when I watch that team. And you're right, the 2 best teams in baseball will probably be playing for the American League pennant. And it's the same thing in basketball too, where you have the 2 best teams in basketball playing for the Western Conference Finals.
Houston, and Golden State.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it was. I don't trust the Braves. The Braves are too young of a team.
Mm-hmm. They'll be a fun team to watch, though.
Yeah, it'll be a fun team.
Okay.
But yeah, I love playoff baseball, man. There's nothing better than playoff baseball. Except for the Super Bowl with the Eagles in it.
All right, fair enough. Now, I mean, I appreciate. I don't think I'm as much. Obviously, you played baseball much more than me, so I don't have as much of a connection to it.
And by the way,
Yes.
and I know this is probably going to be a hot take for our listeners.
Go ahead.
Joe Buck,
Joe Buck.
I like him. I'm a Joe Buck guy.
Now, Joe Buck doing baseball or
Joe Buck doing baseball.
anything?
I'm a Joe Buck guy. I like Joe Buck.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think Joe Buck brings to the table, or why do you like
An
him?
unbiased reaction.
Unbiased reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not Chris Collinsworth, who.
See, I don't get that. I like Collinsworth.
How could you like Collinsworth?
I feel like it's the same thing.
Collinsworth is the biggest anti-Philly guy you'd ever.
I don't get it, man.
He's the worst human being. Chris Collinsworth. I hope he gets gonorrhea.
Wow.
That's how much I hate Chris Collinsworth.
Pretty strong play out of Collinsworth right there.
I can't stand him.
Aikman.
Yeah. If you like Chris Collinsworth, chime in. If you don't, direct the hate as.
Right. Oh yeah, nothing to stick up for him. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. He doesn't bother me at all. Aikman, does Aikman do it for you? I love Aikman. I think Aikman is awesome.
Aikman is unbiased. He tries to be as much as possible.
So, which is a nice pairing for the Joe Buck, right?
Yeah, if Joe Buck and Aikman did a game, I'd watch it.
I haven't heard Joe Buck call a baseball game in a while, so I don't think that's a fair shake. I don't particularly care for Joe Buck doing play-by-play football. Baseball maybe is a different story. He's got the pedigree,
He's got
right?
the pedigree, yeah.
Pops did that for a few years. So, all right.
Yeah, did he? Pops was good?
Jack Buck,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't do too bad. Let's get in. We'll take a break in a minute. Before we do, I want to line up. You asked me to get out my college top 10.
I did. Because, this isn't just about my great picks in the NFL.
There's much more to this as well.
There's much more to this podcast than just my expertise.
Yes.
And my knowledge and my wisdom that I am imparting to all of you. You have a great eye for college.
I've been working on my college eye. I also like to point out...
You love college boys.
I love college.
Boys.
And I have taken the time to put together, through my crazy amount of spreadsheets and all the time I put into it, I've got a top 10 for you. And I thought it'd be fun just to see if my man Dominic over here can tell me which conference these teams play in.
Now, I stink at this.
Yes.
I'll probably say there's a conference that probably doesn't even exist.
That's a possibility. But let's start out. The top team in college football right now, Dom, I have the Alabama Roll Tide, Crimson Tide.
They're the SEC.
They're the SEC. All right. Number 2.
I do know SEC teams.
Clemson.
SEC.
It's incorrect.
ACC.
ACC is correct. Number 3 power ranked, Georgia.
SEC.
Now, I'm not going to make you go divisions in the SEC. I'll just let you say the conference, and then we'll go with it.
Okay.
My 4th power ranked team, Oklahoma. Oh, Baker Mayfield.
Big 10?
Nope.
Big 12?
Big 12 is
correct.
correct.
Yeah, Big 10. I don't even know how many. There's 10 teams in the Big 12.
Crazy.
There's 14 teams in the Big 12. I don't get it.
All right, so you're 2-2 right now.
2-2.
Ohio State.
Big 12.
No.
Really?
Big
10.
Big 10 is correct. 2-3.
There's a Big 10 and a Big 12?
Oh, there is. Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing now.
Oh, shit. Big 22.
Number 6 power ranked team in college football, Wisconsin.
Big 10.
Big 10 is correct. 3-3. Oh, you're going to get to 5. You're going to get to 500. Are the Phillies going to get to 500? Is the Mayhem going to get to 500?
No, the Phillies going to get over 500.
That's right. Okay, fair enough.
So 500 is good.
Team number 7, Auburn.
SEC.
SEC is correct. Very good. Notre Dame.
Independent.
Oh!
Independent.
Shoot!
They're an independent team. They're an independent team. They're not affiliated.
Very, very good. Very nicely done. I thought you were going to say ACC.
No.
I might be in trouble here. Number 9, the Stanford Cardinal.
Pac-12.
Pac-12 is correct. Number 10, Virginia Tech.
ACC?
That is correct.
Yes, buddy.
Woo!
7 out of 10.
Man, my gosh, 7 out of 10.
That Vegas would have took a hit on that.
That is tremendous.
Vegas
would have see that coming.
Vegas would have taken a hit on that.
Wow. Yeah, so that's my top 10 right there. Very good college weekend for the metrics. This past week, we were 4-1.
4-1
in our plays. And
did you guys bet? Anybody bet the metrics?
I don't know if you did, but you would have made out pretty well.
If you would have bet $1 million,
every single one.
Every single one, you'd have won $2.8 million.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, wouldn't be too bad for a weekend.
Not bad.
We also have some season win totals going on. All that stuff is looking really, really nice. We have a possible concern coming up. I'll release one play that we have. We are on Boston College tomorrow night, and they are playing in Wake Forest in beautiful Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which at the moment has a little bit of a little situation happening down there with our girl Flo. Boston College and Wake Forest have moved this game up.
Flo's got some flow.
Yeah, Flo got some flow. They moved the game up, and actually, I see Rich Wikoski down here is a former student of mine at Cherokee. The pride, I believe, of Wake Forest University down there. So
Tim Duncan.
Well, he is, and so is Richie Wikoski.
Oh, okay.
He was going to be a greenskeeper. Went to study, a big-time golfer.
Free greens fee
Maybe
somewhere,
that could work, man. Yeah, let us know.
Appreciate that.
But that said, I do like Boston College on the road in Wake Forest, so we're on that one. I got it at 5, jumped up to 6 after we put our play in, so you know how we do that. So I think it's come back down to 5. But anyway, our first play of the weekend is going to be Boston College laying the points tomorrow. They moved the game up to 5:30 to try to beat some of the weather. I like Boston College in that.
Okay.
One.
I like them too. If you like them, I like them.
All right, fair enough. Our Matching Mayhem segment now.
Yes.
So this one I'm really excited about because as gamblers, let's get you
I
a sheet.
need a sheet of paper.
Here, let's do this. Let's get you writing on this. Okay. So, as gamblers, right? Anybody who's laid a shekel or two on something, we're all aware of the bad beat. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this past week in football, I have 5 of some of the worst beats I seen happen this week. I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to let you pick which of the 5 was the worst beat.
Okay.
So let me set you the story right now. Florida Atlantic is playing Air Force. They're an 8-point favorite, and the line is 59.5. Okay? Florida Atlantic is up 33-20. The last play of the game, 51 seconds left. All Florida Atlantic has to do is just get out of the game. Blocked punt, returned for a touchdown. Florida Atlantic loses the cover and the over. So if you had Florida Atlantic and the under in that game, you lose on a blocked punt. 51 seconds left in the game where it doesn't matter.
That's brutal.
Wisconsin Badgers and New Mexico. Did you see this one?
No. It's college. No.
Oh, come on.
I was golfing, probably.
I understand that. You're down 22 seconds. It's a third down. There's 22 seconds left in the game. You're up by, 24 points. And the team that's up is throwing the ball downfield in the fourth quarter. The team that's up is just throwing. Well, with 22 seconds left on the game, Wisconsin throws a 4-yard touchdown pass where they go over on the total of 58.5. So if you had the under in that game, you lost because Wisconsin drove down the field up by, at that point, 28 points. Drove down, and then on the last play of the game, the quarterback who was in the game was the only ball he threw in his whole college career. Throws a touchdown pass, you lose the under on that game.
That's
pretty nasty, right?
Pretty nasty.
Southern Jaguars at Louisiana Tech. Without a doubt. Time's kicking down. 30-point lead is not enough for Louisiana Tech. It's Louisiana Tech minus 34. With 6 seconds left in the game, Louisiana Tech throws a 30-yard touchdown pass, and they get the cover. So if you had Southern plus 34, you lose because with 6 seconds left in the game, the team that was up 30 throws a 30-yard touchdown pass with 6 seconds left. Hawaii and Rice. This game is a midnight kickoff.
You couldn't pay me to watch that game.
Midnight kickoff.
I would rather sit through. Is that Visor 11? No, it's the one you got at the game, Mike Mouth. Jesus Christ.
Mike the Mouth.
If you tune in, look, Philly Special right there. See that? You like that?
Mike, mine doesn't have that. I just
like that?
regular
Philly
Visor.
Special.
Regular Visor.
No, it's just my head makes it shiny. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing the sheen off my head.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii are up 22 late in the fourth quarter.
I'd rather watch ice dancing than Hawaii Rice.
No way.
At least there's chicks with ice dancing.
With 3 minutes and 1 second left, a total of 22 points were scored with 3 minutes left. I won't go through all of it, but in that stretch, you would have lost your under with 3 minutes and 1 second left. 22 points were scored. 2 kickoff returns, a 46-yard touchdown run. Just an awful beat. If you stayed up all night, game closes at 3:30 in the morning. Hawaii Rice, you lose the under with the last little bit. And then the Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins, a game that took 7 hours start to finish this past Sunday with all the weather delays. Could you imagine if you had the under in this game? 27-17, just a couple of seconds left. Ryan Suckup hits a 53-yarder to close the game to just try to get the onside kick that you end up losing on. 53-yarder hits Dolphins 27, Titans 20. The game goes over. You lose your under because Suckup hits a meaningless 53-yard field goal at the end of the game.
Well, not meaningless.
So you've got Tennessee, Miami, Hawaii Rice, Louisiana Tech throwing the 6 seconds left, throwing the touchdown up by 30. Wisconsin, New Mexico up by 24 and still throwing down the field. Florida Atlantic Air Force, you've got the lead by 13. A blocked punt return for a touchdown where you didn't have to do anything. So those are the 5. See which one of you agree with the Mayhem on that one. And Looks like you are in there.
So
All right,
we'll reveal that a
Yeah.
little bit towards the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll get that going towards the end. Let me erase this. And now we're going to get into the meat of the podcast right
Yes.
now, the 3 pools that we're running right now. The Eliminator pool, we'll start out with first.
Whew.
And what an absolute elimination
Oh,
happened this
boy.
week. This was not good. I know you and I were both on the New Orleans Saints, which did not work. There was no Philly special on that one. We're both out. Along
We're
with
out.
us, 2/3 of the pool has been eliminated week 1. We had the Steelers tie, which didn't help anybody. And it should have been more because Green Bay should not have come back and won that game. So we
Damn near everybody should have been gone.
Could have been gone.
Baltimore.
Absolutely ridiculous. So we both have no skin left in the game in the Eliminator pool, but that's not going to stop us from bitching about
Another
it.
week 1 exit for Melchior.
Another week 1 exit for the Bakahan as well. Not very good about that. But we still have to move on, Dom. We have to be there for the people, which is who we're here for, of course, first and foremost. And that said, something we did last year that I thought was a good segment was which team that's a touchdown or greater favorite is going to be the spoiler this week like New Orleans was for us. So I've got 3 teams right now that are at least a touchdown or more favorites this week. We've got the Rams. They are home against the Cardinals. We've got the Chargers on the road in Buffalo. And we've got the Aints playing at home against your Cleveland Brownies. Dom, which of those 3, if any, are the spoiler this week?
None.
None.
Not a single one.
Okay. Why do you think that?
You say spoilers in cover or spoilers in win?
Win. So
No,
these would probably be the 3 that people are going to pick in their eliminator pool.
I would say, the Chargers are going cross country. They're playing the Bills.
Yes.
With Josh Allen as the new quarterback.
Josh Allen is in?
He's in. So the Chargers, if anything, that game.
I agree.
That game would be it because you don't know what you're going to get out of Josh Allen. And the Chargers are going all the way across country.
Yep.
Which they never play well when they do that.
West Coast teams coming east. We know about
and
that.
Phillip Rivers is awful.
He is. Mr. Garbage time.
Maybe.
Well, not like Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's a whole different kind of garbage time.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
maybe.
So I would agree with you on that one. I think the Saints come back pretty pissed off about what happened this past week. And the Rams 13.5 point favorites. They look for real. Or maybe the Raiders just look that bad. That's a possibility as well. How about that Khalil Mack loss for the Raiders? They're not going to recover from that.
No, as soon as I saw Khalil Mack have the game that he had, I knew the Rams were going to kick the shit out of the Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders may win 4 games this year.
Raiders going to be pretty rough. It's going to be a rough year for Chucky, for sure.
But
I think he does deserve a chance to put it all together, but I definitely do not like where that team is ever.
How bad does Derek Carr stink?
What happened to him, though, man?
I guess
his son.
I guess he thought, after his first year, he'd be good.
Yeah, right.
And he'd keep progressing, but he's not.
But he was a monster, man. I mean, even Amari Cooper hasn't been.
No, where is he? He's on the side of a milk carton.
I have no idea. No, I don't like it.
Amari Cooper stinks.
Glad
I didn't draft him.
Definitely, maybe a team that Des Bryant falls to. You know,
I
what
don't
do you
think
think?
it matters.
Yeah, but still, Derek Carr. What happened to him? That is a definite enigma for sure. We are also running an against the spread pool, which got rolling this week, and we had a couple of players in this one make some serious noise, man. How about Chris Zadlow busting out 4 along with Clay?
We had a bunch of people go with four wins.
Clay out in South Dakota, good
Clay.
friends with our buddy John Hogan.
Thanks for joining, Clay.
And Grady Barber, former student of mine. And how about Jeff Liano, 4-1.
We know that won't last.
And Shad Newhart, a new friend of mine that I just met with the kids going over to school, right? So we got that happening.
We got friends.
Yeah, we got some dad friends happening right there. So Shad busting out a 4-1. And let's not be afraid to bring our success up. Don Milk, you are going
3 wins.
3-2.
Yep,
and
3
then
wins.
there's Marla Hooch, all the way down there at the bottom. And I like to think of it as family sticking together because
all 3 of the Phillips entries are in the goddamn basement.
Not just
where
me.
they belong.
Not just me.
Put them in the bedroom.
The two reasons I am here, my father and mother, are joining me at the bottom of this pool at 2 and 3, and the only place to go is up from here.
Put them in the bedroom.
Put them in the bedroom. So while we're on the against the spread picks, as we do every week, why don't we get our picks up and release these to the good people listening in here?
Let's do it. Let's do it. And I will start. And guess who's back?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Mr. Thursday Night.
Mr. Thursday Night is officially back.
I love it.
Rumbling, stumbling. Mr. Thursday Night is back. Boomer and me are together, and I'm taking my guys, the Baltimore Ravens, minus a half a point in Cincinnati. Cincinnati stinks. They always stink. It's Andy Dalton. He's not the ginger Jesus. He's the ginger phony. Okay. We have the ginger Jesus. He stinks.
I like it.
So I'm taking the Ravens minus a half a point. All they got to do is win the game.
Mr. Thursday Night.
Yep. All they got to do is win the game.
Gotta like that pick.
My second one would be the Kansas City Chiefs going into the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting
5.5.
5.5 points against that Steelers team that just is. They don't know what they're doing. They're atrocious. I think the Steelers still win that game, but I think the Chiefs keep it
And
close.
while you bring that up, I see a point up here from John asking me, hey, would I still take Le'Veon Bell with the first pick in our draft? No, John, actually I would not.
No.
Given how this has worked out for me, I would say that I made the wrong move. So thanks for bringing that up. But we'll get to some Le'Veon Bell
John, would you take Le'Veon Bell?
Nope. But I'll tell you what, check your email because I'm going to ask you to trade for him. But we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later?
Yeah, done.
The Philadelphia I'm not taking him.
Oh,
I'm not taking him until Carson Wentz comes back. I'm lying.
Okay.
But I will be taking the Carolina Panthers in Atlanta plus 5.5. I like the Panthers to keep it close. I still think the Atlanta Falcons win, but I like the Panthers to keep it close. Division games. Division games are always close. I'm double downing on my Aints.
Oh, okay.
Minus 8.5, another big line, but I think they'll put it together against the Browns.
They put it together this week against the Brownies.
They're not going to have 2 games in a row.
Browns showed some grit. I gotta say, they showed some grit last week, man.
I'm telling you, Hard Knocks makes me think they're going to win at least 4 games.
I still don't know how they got to 6.5 in Vegas for the win total.
And you know what? You know what I'm thinking? I was going to take the Vikings. Plus a half a point with Aaron Rodgers up in the air, but I think I'm going to stay away from that game.
Okay.
And I'm going to take instead what we just talked about, the Buffalo Bills plus 7.5.
Okay.
To at least cover against the Chargers.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're definitely taking some non-public sides right there for sure. And the Bills are the sharp side in that. I mean, this game opened at 9. It's down to 7 already, probably with the news of Josh Allen getting in. You don't know what you're getting with Josh Allen.
You don't, and I think that the game will be tight just because of the unknown. So the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Panthers, and the Saints.
Wow, very, very interesting for sure. Yep. The metrics are going to also take a team. It's definitely more the sharp side than the public side. We're going to hop on those Tennessee Titans, grabbing 4.5 points at home.
I hate them this year.
It's not a really lovable team for sure, but they're not a bad team. And I'm not necessarily sold on this Texan team. I do like them. Definitely think I got a division game, possibly a 3-point game. That said, give me the Titans grabbing 4.5 at home, their home opener against division rival Houston. I'm going to hop on the Eagle train, without a doubt. I'm going to lay it. The 3.5 points, which is a guaranteed flop since I'm finally hopping on the bandwagon. I think the best thing that happened for this line, though, was Tampa Bay having the game that they did. Because you have to account for some way that sort of offense that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
I think the Eagles will handle. But I'm not betting them until Carson Wentz comes back.
Fair enough.
Because their defense is way too good to let Ryan Fitzpatrick run down the field like he did against the Saints.
Well, that's what I see with the game. I mean, what I saw of that Tampa Bay game, it's fair enough, but I'm going to use your own logic. With the Eagles, their pass rush is so impressive. The Saints couldn't get any pressure on Fitzpatrick. The Eagles will get to Ryan Fitzpatrick for sure. So I'm going to go with that Eagle team, laying the 3.5 points and making them possibly what we like to call is the most powerful team in all the league.
Yes.
I'm going to join forces with the Mayhem on this one, and I'm going to hop on the Carolina Panthers, grabbing 5.5 points. Same thing, division game, a game that I like to keep close, probably another 3-point game, so give me the 5.5. I'm going to move my way down here, too, laying the big number with the LA Rams. I think the Arizona Cardinals, second to only the Buffalo Bills, are the worst team in football. We have a rookie coach who totally got outclassed by Jay Gruden, traveling across country last week.
Jay Gruden's not a bad coach.
Adrian Peterson's 100, and he ran all over. So did Chris Thompson. This Arizona Cardinals team is bad. We are on their season win total under, and feeling mighty good about that one. I'm laying 13.5.
That's too big of a number for me.
It's a big number.
I only lay 13.5 when it's Patriots.
How many points? How many points are the Arizona Cardinals going to score on that Rams defense? 10?
With that quarterback, Sam Bradford's not the answer there.
7? 7, right? So I got to get to 21.
Yeah.
Give it all day. All day. And then give me those Vance Joseph. Is he for real? Yes, he is. Those Denver Broncos at home. 5.5 points. The Raiders have to go to Mile High. Listen, we've said it before. The altitude of Mile High just adds a little bit more of a home field advantage. We normally give 3. I'm going to give the Broncos a 4-point home field advantage. That means on a neutral field that the Denver Broncos are just 1 point better than the Raiders. I'll take that any day of the week. I think this Bronco team is for real, too.
So do I.
I like it. Denver Broncos, LA Rams, Carolina Panthers, the Eagles, and the Tennessee Titans are my 5. So that's what we have. And
I hate it. You know why I hate it? Because I think you actually will have a good week.
I hope so. I need a good week because right now we're at the bottom. And I hope my parents have a good week too because we all suck together. Great. Moving on. We just did our against the spread. We also have a DraftKings league going on here, Dominic. DraftKings indeed. This is
DraftKings. I love the DraftKings.
I love all of these things.
You know who's not in any of these leagues?
Who's that?
Mike the Mouth.
Mike the Mouth. What a great point.
Not in any of these goddamn leagues.
No time. No time for the Mouth. He's just too busy worrying about his son's basketball career.
Yeah, absolutely. And sitting out by his pool that he's never invited us to.
I remember that invitation, not receiving that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thanks, Mike, for showing support and love. Appreciate that.
Always a pleasure to hear from you.
So not in any of the leagues, but, we march on.
We do march on because we have to be here for everybody, Dom, not just Mike the Mouth. It's all of the listeners. And speaking of our listeners, a big hi and hello to the mother of one of the most handsome-looking young men out there. That Lori Melchior.
Hey, babe.
And that's the lovely wife of Dominic Melchior. We've got our DraftKings lineup, though, coming in. And Dominic, why don't you spare me a couple sips of coffee over here and take it away for you.
Take it away? I got my lineup.
Go ahead, buddy.
We are going to start with our quarterback. And we're going to go Mr. Phillip Rivers.
Oh, garbage time.
Garbage time, Phillip Rivers. I think he's going to put up a lot of points.
Love that fourth quarter.
I think it's going to just be a shootout.
Shootout in Buffalo.
Shootout in Buffalo.
Circling the wagons.
Nobody's circling them wagons like that Buffalo. So, yeah, Buffalo Chargers, $600-700 for Phillip Rivers.
So you're going over on that game?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm probably going over.
Fair enough.
Running back. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, all right.
I think he runs all over. From Penn State.
There it is.
In what division?
Oh, come on, Dom. Make it happen.
ACC.
Oh, no.
The Big East. The Conference USA.
Ohio State.
Canada.
Your favorite Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Big Ten is correct.
Penn State.
Big Ten East.
Saquon Barkley, 7,300. I think he's going to run over that Dallas team. That Dallas team stinks.
Very good.
That Dallas team's really bad.
Yeah.
They're really bad. They may only win 6 games this year.
Yeah, rough game this past week.
Dak Prescott, awful. Shout out to All Jacked Up for taking all Dallas players.
Yeah,
for his
that was
fantasy
a big
team.
help, man.
Thank you, All Jacked Up. I love having you in my division. Running back, I needed a cheap one, so I'm going Austin Eckler.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few guys going with this Austin Eckler. Talk to me about Austin Eckler.
So he is the backup running back for the Chargers.
Okay.
He always gets a lot of third down plays, and he actually plays a little bit of slot receiver as well.
Okay.
So he's like that James White type back for the Chargers. So he gets a lot of points.
Very nice.
So yeah, I'm taking Austin Eckler, and I'm going right back for wide receiver to those New York Football Jets, and I'm going with my man.
Robbie.
Nope.
Quincy
Enunwa. Quincy had a good game, and I called it last week. I'm riding the Quincy Enunwa.
Wow.
He's not that expensive.
Is there room on that train?
$4,700. So
that's not bad
for Quincy.
Not bad
For Quincy.
Who are the Jets playing this week? I forget.
The Jets are
Miami,
playing Miami.
Miami okay.
Stinks too.
All right.
But they're not as bad as Tennessee.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get into the meat.
Ah.
So my next wide receiver, Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz.
I mean, the ageless wonder. He's just gonna keep.
Without a doubt.
Gonna keep going.
Got hit in the face with more balls than Liberace.
So the Rams are going to beat the shit out of them, so I expect them to just keep throwing. Who are you going to throw it to? The only reliable receiver.
Sammy Sleeve.
Larry Fitzgerald.
He's hitting 71% of his passes.
My big fish in wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins. He's going to have a breakout game against Tennessee. Tennessee stinks.
All right.
Tight end, Kittle.
No, look at George Kittle.
George Kittle, San Francisco Giants against that Detroit defense. Detroit has really soft linebacking.
Can you believe that Detroit defense?
That Detroit defense.
And how about Matt Patricia with the weight loss plan he's got going on? Is he on the Andy Reid plan?
Might be.
My God, man, he blew up.
You can't wear a backwards hat as a head coach and lose. You have to turn that around. The only time he can wear a backwards hat is
Oh
if
my
you
God,
win.
hold on. I didn't even realize that. He wore a backwards hat?
And a pencil in his ear as the head coach of a National Football League
You
team.
can't wear a backwards hat if you're a head coach in the NFL.
And a hoodie. A hoodie, a backwards cap, and a pencil in his ear.
No. Wow, yeah, you're right. Oh, that's
You can't
awful.
do that. Can't do that. You have to win at least a game, Matt Patricia, before you wear a backwards hat.
Oh,
so I'm going to
good.
take George Kittle, San Francisco, $3,800. My flex, Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi.
Jay
Very
Ajayi,
interesting.
he's going to run all over that Tampa Bay
Okay,
team.
I like it.
And then my defense is Chicago Bears.
Bear down with those
Bear
Chicago Bears. And they got Seattle,
They
right,
got
on Monday
Seattle
night?
in Chicago. I think Khalil Mack bundles up my quarterback for fantasy, which I'm actually thinking about not playing, Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson is that entire team.
Okay.
Which is why I picked him up in fantasy, but he's not going to have a good week this week because I think the home opener, Khalil Mack, it's going to be bad. It's going to be a bad day. I actually been thinking about betting those Bears.
Well, in light of that comment, I'm happy to announce my starting quarterback is Russell Wilson.
Oh, boy!
And actually, for some of the same reasons that you brought up. Listen, the Seattle Seahawks offensive line is shambles. I get that. But if there's one quarterback who is great on the fly, it is Russell Wilson. If he gets pushed out of the pocket, I like nobody more in the NFL than Russell. So for $6,000, I'm going to take him to make it happen. Hope that you're wrong, but you're usually not. And I am with the NFL. So I can kind of see where this is going.
But you're better DraftKings than me.
Yeah, it's
weird. I'm better at actual fantasy football.
Yeah.
You're better at DraftKings.
Well, we'll see about this Russell Wilson thing.
I got this whole money thing I got to worry about.
Yeah.
It screws with my head.
I understand. Well, you got problems with everybody's contract. You're always looking at 4,800. No,
I'll
I'll give you 4,000.
I'm looking to cut something.
Yeah, right.
Gonna take that cap hit.
Jarek McKinnon was just an absolute disgrace to the Bacahans this year, as was Le'Veon Bell. So I'm going to hop on the Matt Breida train with those San Francisco 49ers. They're hosting the Detroit Lions, as you said, a game that I don't expect much out of. Maybe some running from Matty will help at 4,800. We'll take that.
Yep.
We wrote a big fatty check. Listen, there's a 13.5-point favorite on the board, and Todd Gurley is going to run all the way through with those Arizona Cardinals. 9,200 on Gurley.
It's too big of a check for me.
But I understand you've got
I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't cut that check to a running back.
You've got commitment issues on that. I got no problem.
I can't cut that check to a running back.
No, I've got no problem whatsoever sending that out to Todd.
It's wide receiver money.
I might Uber that money out to Todd Gurley if I need to. Speaking of wide receiver money, Antonio Brown, $8,800 against those Andy Reid Chiefs. We are writing some fat ass checks over here at the.
But you got money for you got. I mean, who are you playing now?
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay.
If you would let me finish, I'm trying to tell you my. I don't seem to interrupt your lineup. Randall, don't you dare call me Tex Cobb at 4,600.
That's it.
That is it. 4,600 for Randall Cobb. We got a whole slew of targets last week.
I may have to.
We are, and maybe this is why we're just fucking the mayhem right here. I've got another wide receiver. And I understand that I had to spend $3,000 on this wide receiver. It only takes one play. It only takes one. But maybe Marcus Wheaton goes deep on that soft Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. And maybe Nicky Six.
Is he actually? Did Marcus Wheaton make the team?
Third wide receiver this week.
Is he?
It's Mike Wallace. Oh my God, who's the other? Aguilar and Marcus Wheaton. Give me a 3-receiver set and one deep ball earns him the check at $3,000.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, tell me something.
When the Eagles beat Tampa Bay with those wide receivers, that just proves to me that they're the best team in the NFL.
Fair enough. I just need Marcus Wheaton to get just one of the long ones.
Oh boy,
a speedster. We spent some money on the tight end as well, Dom. The metrics. Look, got to get that money. Travis Kelce, who totally let me down last week, comes back against a soft Pittsburgh Steelers linebacking core at 5,900.
He may let you down again.
He might let me down again. We'll see. DJ, I want to score more from the Carolina Panthers at wide receiver as my flex for 4,000. And then I'm going to take those Los Angeles Chargers as my defense playing the Buffalo Bills this week, a game that you think is going to be a 90-89 shootout where the Bills cover. I don't necessarily see it that way.
You know what? Thinking about what I just said about the Carolina Panthers plus 5.5. Now, I can't go back on it.
You can't.
I can't. It's in stone. But if I could, I just remember that Greg Olson's not playing. Broke his foot.
Okay.
And that's Cam's favorite target.
Mm-hmm. Was his favorite target. Because now, DJ, I want to score more.
I'm not too happy about that pick now.
Well, you know what happens once you change your pick? Then it's an automatic winner. So
It's
I love where your head's at right now. We're rolling in on that one together because we don't change our picks. We are men of our word. Looks like Mark.
Marcus Weed was just cut.
Marcus Weed.
Okay, all right. Kamar Aiken.
Kamar
instead.
Aiken. Well, there it is. So maybe Marcus Wheaton does get signed. We didn't see that news. That's
The Montreal Alouettes probably think you need a quarterback.
maybe I get his stats. So thanks for bringing that up, Chris, and thanks for winning in fantasy this week. We appreciate all your efforts. Asshole. Very good. So that takes care of that. We move on to Doe Pie.
We move on to Doe Pie, but let's get into the matching mayhem before we get into Doe
Matching Mayhem segment right now.
So let's go over the ones that you think that I would pick.
So out of those 5, again, we had the Lane Train up 13, block punt scores. Wisconsin up 28, throwing the last drive to blow the under. Louisiana Tech up 30, throwing with 6 seconds left to knock out that one. Hawaii and Rice, 22 points in the last 86 seconds. And Tennessee and Miami, a 53-yarder, boot you on the over. Where you at?
My pick for the worst bad beat of the week.
The worst bad beat of the week, the Lane Train.
The Air Force block punt. Anytime Air Force does anything to you, it's terrible.
That's
Blocking a punt to make you lose the cover and the over?
And, yes, both.
Might as well just join the Army.
Right there. And that's what happens with the Lane Train. He's had a rough year, man. I thought the Lane Train was going to be for real. They get the doors blown off by Oklahoma. They do beat Air Force. And I do love that running back, Devin Singletary, from out there. So, all right, so what we got there? Dom, we've got to get to the Doe Pie League and all of the wonderful things. Why don't we start with, well, it looks like this team, Big Balls Doug.
Big Balls Doug.
You know anything about Big Balls Doug?
Juggernaut.
364. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
He scored 182
182 points.
this past week.
Juggernaut. And still, out of all the leagues I'm in, not my highest score.
Nah, it's wonderful news to hear.
Yeah.
We're
I
glad
scored
to hear
200 points in a different league.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's very, very strong.
Yeah. I had Michael Thomas and Tyreek Hill
Oh, my
on
God.
the same team.
Jeez.
How I got both of those guys, I have no idea.
That's a lot. Bald Dog also rolling out a 2-0. Baby got Dak, another 2-0. Potbelly and Defense Mechanism, both 2-0. I got to say, this with the Champ Division that the Bakahans find themselves in, we've got 4 teams that are 0-2 in this division. Bakahans, Cursed Philly Fan, the Consigliaries, and the Jill Asses.
And guess who I'm taking on this week?
Who you got?
The only teams that have wins in your division.
Is that right?
I'm going it seems like every week I have to go through a goddamn
Baby got
buzzsaw.
Dak, I understand. But you're willing to do that for everybody.
I'm willing to do that for the people.
I understand. And, you know,
For the
to put in a plug for the Bakahans, who did draft Le'Veon Bell with the first pick, and we also drafted Marcus Wheaton when he just got cut. We weather these storms, and we had a very respectable week. We did lose to 2 teams that outscored us, and we understand that. You know, a kicker putting up 20 points just about. You know, we have to take that on the chin, and we lose those games when you're a 72-point favorite.
Let me ask you a question.
Why don't you ask me a question?
Being the commissioner of a team with Le'Veon Bell,
Yes.
what are you going to do?
Well, that's a great question, because I'll tell you this. If there is a chance Le'Veon Bell has to sit out till week 10, he's got to come back then.
He's
right?
got to come back week 10.
I understand that. If you're Mike Tomlin and Le'Veon Bell comes back week 11, are you not running his ass into the ground?
I don't think you're playing him.
You know, without a doubt I'm playing him, because you know he's not going to be a Steeler anymore. I'm running his ass. I'm going to DeMarco Murray his ass.
You have to put the team first. They're in a playoff contention.
Why would I hurt the rest of my team? I'm going to run Le'Veon Bell, run him until he's blue in the face. And then when week 16 hits and he's a piece of shit and he's done, ship him off to Green Bay. Go right ahead. He's got nothing left. He's going to be the DeMarco Murray of the NFL.
Wow.
My opinion. So what am I doing with Le'Veon Bell? I'm holding on to him. Can't trade him at this point because you're not going to get any value for him. So I got the James Conner pick. I'm hanging on.
That James Conner pick is saving you.
It is. And how about the Brady deal? Right? And I shouldn't even say saving because I'm 0-2. But I am proud of what the Bakahans are doing to stay afloat. Losing not only Le'Veon Bell, but Jerick McKinnon, and still putting up a $145 and making it competitive. So that's one thing you got.
If you want to get rid of Le'Veon Bell.
No. We already tried this.
You're overvaluing him a little bit. I'm just saying, we can talk.
I understand that very much. So we are looking forward to more stuff coming from the Doe Pie League. We are still in our...
You see what Dickless just wrote?
What do we got? It's going to get choking towards the end of the year. Well, that's a possibility, too.
It's not choking. It's called every person on my team tearing an ACL.
Yes.
It's completely different.
The ACL team.
Yeah.
So we've got
It's you benching your third-round pick for a defense. That's joking.
But we're over it.
Yeah.
And we're not thinking about that at all. So, yeah, we got a lot more to come with the Dope Pie League. We are still only 1 week into this very, very wonderful season, Don. Can you believe it's only
But
been
I
1
got to
week?
ask you a question. Now the Dope Pie League, now that we went through our power rankings last week,
Uh-huh.
I mean, who do you think that Big Balls Doug is going to make an all-season push?
I think that your team is very, very deep. Your running back 2 position is, you got a little bit of an issue there, but I think that your wide receivers make up for it, man.
Yes, they do.
Without a doubt. So
Just tell me I'm winning again. I got to win something. I lost poker. I came in second place in poker.
Those pocket fours you were talking about. You remember those pocket fours, Dom?
Killing me.
Yeah, it was a very, very tough beat for you, for
Tough.
sure. Well, so what do you got going on this week, man?
Got the Burger Brawl, which I should win again.
Oh, yeah, the Burger Brawl.
Jeff's
Let's
Burger
hear about
Brawl.
this.
He has it every year. It's always a great time. Jeff is a great host. He does an amazing job hosting. Cooking, on the other hand, not so great.
Understood.
Usually undercooks all the burgers or makes them into charcoal briquettes. One of the two. It's never that good burger in between.
When you say charcoal briquettes, Dom, what do you mean by that?
Just black on the outside and the inside.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, or they're black on the outside and just bloody as hell on the inside. One of the two.
Still mooing on
Still
the inside?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But he's a great host, and he always has a great event. I should win again this year.
Yeah, you were talking about...
I just made my burger tonight, and it is fantastic.
And are you going to give the listeners any sort of play as to what this burger has in it at all?
It has meat.
It has meat in it. Okay,
A
cool.
little bit of cheese.
A little bit of cheese. One of those kind of burgers,
A couple other things.
All right, very good. And this burger...
I will say this, no donut this year.
Yeah, you had the donut burger before.
I had a donut burger, and that was a big hit. An actual bun this year.
An actual bun.
Yeah, no gimmicks.
All right, very nice. And when is that burger brawl
It's
coming
Saturday, 4:15.
4:15.
You'll see it? See you there?
Oh, yeah, you'll see us there. We'll have Maddie May and Z. We'll all be there checking it out.
And we'll have Logan.
No, that sounds great, man.
All right.
Discerning palates for sure. For whatever reason, my Joe Esposito track isn't moving, so we're going to have to go out.
Hold on.
Oh, you got it?
Hold on. If we don't have it, I have it.
It wouldn't be, yeah, so we're going to need you to pull that up.
So hold on. Give the people what they want. I need a little time here.
Oh, okay. So I was pulling that up again. What do we have coming? There it is.
There it is.
It's all done. It's always a pleasure. This is episode 27 of Metrics and Mayhem.
Best 27s. Quick.
Trout?
Mike Trout.
Yeah?
Probably. Philly guy. Who else?
Another 27. Deja Dance was 37.
My wife's favorite baseball player, Vladimir Guerrero.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Number
Very,
27.
very
That was her number 2.
Oh, yeah.
27.
Makes sense. Very good.
So,
Well, that's what we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Mayhem over here, Dominic Melchior III, my name is Earl Phillips, and this is Metrics and Mayhem signing off. We will see you next week.
Episode 28.
Episode 28. My anniversary date.
oh boy.
The 28th. Everybody, have a wonderful week. Yeah, what else that?
Yeah. You know, the volume up.
No, the volume's up right here. It just wasn't moving while.
This.
No, that's supposed to be. That means unmuted. It just wasn't moving while. Oh, there it goes. Now it's moving out. Perfect. Oh, I guess I can't move it while I'm playing it. All right. Cool. That was a good one, man. An hour and... God, I can't believe that was an hour and 8 minutes.
We're always around an hour and 8 minutes.
That's
Hour
the
and 10.
fastest hour of my week. My God.
So, hold on. You are DraftKings. I'm in this one.
No, there should be one with 8 of us in it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you keep...
I sent out a new one this week just to get Zadlow in because...
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Maybe the day before. Here, I'll share it to you.
Monday. Because the one that I'm in has 3 people in it.
Can you click on who's in it? Okay, Steve Clark. All right, I'll have to let those guys know. Okay, so share content.
So which one?
I'm texting it to you right now. I'll let those
So
guys
I
know.
should get rid of this one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
because the free one, when you do the free stuff in DraftKings, I started it for 7 people. Then Zago wanted to get in, but I can't modify it on the free one. So I had to create a second one. So
Okay.
that's why that's all good.
Tell Zalo to get it on week 1.
What's that?
Tell Zalo to get it week 1.
He was fine. I just couldn't I couldn't edit the number of entrants into the pool with the free version. If you're doing like a $1 version, you can like restructure how many people are in the pool, but the free one doesn't let you do it. So I'll let those other guys know. That was Steve and Mark.
Yeah, I just texted you a screenshot.
Okay.
So in case you forget.
Cool.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
I do think they'll win. I think they'll win handily. I just can't bet them right now. Can't bet a team without a starting